Shows. Let us discuss shows. Now, last week YouTube introduced a new feature on your content tab that is called shows. Shows is um shows is not something entirely new. Shows is just like for me. In fact, when somebody asks me my personal opinion about what I think shows is just like a playlist that is bougie. Or think of like YouTube just went YouTube just went and improved playlists and made it what you call shows. Now, what is a show? So a show, the idea behind YouTube creating a show was that YouTube of course is I always tell you guys YouTube is a business and YouTube is in competition with a lot of these other businesses. So what YouTube is trying to do is like YouTube wants content creators to organize their content into like videos or seasons and episodes or something like that. Let me just use the word episode. You know, like Netflix, or this traditional TV series, like depends on what TV series you normally watch. Like Netflix, like Prime, Amazon Prime, and things like that. Oh my goodness, Alex, thank you so much for the 49 months of Jesus Christ. Guys, this was my first ever channel member on YouTube. And Alex has never like stopped his membership since he was my first channel member. This is like member number one, like even as his own command by Nightbot. Alex, thank you so much for the 49 months of trust. Jesus Christ. This was my first ever channel member when I did not even know membership. In fact, he's the one who told me, you need to set up something you call memberships. Because get me, I did not even know what membership was. He's the one who told me that I needed to like figure out what membership is. And then he became my first member even before I even knew what membership was. I did not even know what it was all about. So thanks so much, Alex, for the 49 months of trust. And guys, because he's member number one, and he gets all the privileges of being member number one, I have to like make sure that I give him like his what is that waterfall thing? I always have to play that waterfall. I don't have the waterfall, but I can play for him this message. Thanks so much, Alex, for that support. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. May your pot brim in abundance. May your pot brim in abundance. Yes. Yeah. Is like member number one. Like is 001. Like is the first one on the list. And then of course David Ant is like closely second or something like. I think David is like the number 2 or something like that. Yeah, that's why David Ant and I also go way back. Then you have they are like they have like categories. The first 5 members when I did not even know what membership was. Thank you so much, Alex, for the 49 months. I don't take it for granted, and I know he's always busy in the bushes, but he's always watching. Oh, and he's also one of my managing mods because he used to like clip people when I was looking for watch hours. I did not even know I was being trolled. It is people like Alex and Lily from the UK who used to like help me manage. Who used to help me manage like the chat. Oh my goodness, and Kisha, thank you so much, Kisha, for the 34 months of. I like how she's saying, Google, let me also flex my membership. Okay, now Alex, you're going to start making all these people who are agreeing to start like flexing their membership, and then and now I have to like match the same energy because so that Kisha feels nice as well. Thank you so much, my beautiful sister Kisha. Kisha, I don't take this for granted. May your pot also brim in abundance. Okay, members, I know don't start flexing your membership things because you'll make us not start the class and things like that. Thank you so much. I see your flex, Kisha, aka sometimes by Kisha. Be okay. You have been implicated in the receipts, but Resume paid me to shut up. But I said I may conveniently forget those receipts about the toll locking gates. Welcome, be okay. My sister Be okay is in the building. My member for 10 months. Jesus Christ, Be okay. Now, guys, now I have to shut up because Be okay is always like sending me all these messages. I have to shut up about Be okay's receipts. Be okay and Redroom were implicated in the toll locking gate receipts. The ones that Redroom paid me to shut up about. So now Be okay flexing membership here. Now I don't know that I'm supposed to discuss those receipts again. Or I treat Redroom like hash money as settled, because I will end up implicating Red Room as well if I discuss the receipts. But BOK is like BOK was part of the receipts. BOK was part of the Tolok Gate receipts. Oh my goodness, it was extremely funny. It was extremely funny. Hey, Shireen, welcome, Shireen. Nice to see you. And BOK has been very busy, but guys, but she's always watching and supporting. So don't underestimate that. And occasionally she pops up into a to support, to do her live streams. So always pop in and say hi to her. It's always very funny when she can spare like 1 hour in the car. That's how I always know BOK is busy, because she does a lot of live streams more in the car than at the house nowadays. Thanks so much, BOK. Don't take it for granted. Kisha says, sorry, Alex is a trendsetter of the support game. Yes, okay. And Alex is sending hearts, he's feeling nice and things like that. Yeah, Tolok, BOK. Where is Chacha? I have many receipts on him. BOK, we are in class. We'll discuss Chacha's receipts on Sunday. Trini in Finland. Welcome, Trini. Guys, this is the source of all your problems on YouTube. And I gave Trini a business idea. I told Trini, all these songs that he creates like after receipts, he needs to like be selling those things. He needs to blackmail people to pay him. Otherwise, he's going to send me the song and then I'm going to use it for receipts. Like Trini has already sent me Auntie's song. Trini has already sent me Red Room and BOK's scandal. Trini has already sent me like a number of you people's scandal here. I have like a lot of scandals from Trini in a song. It only takes me to be paid hash money to shut up about it. So do the necessary. Shireen, welcome, Shireen. Thanks so much for coming in. I know, Shireen, you came in through Calamity Jane's share. Thank you so much for that. Okay. I'm going to play it on my birthday. Oh, yeah, BOK, your birthday is coming up, right? Why have you not got? Oh my God, it's been a whole year. BOK, we came for your birthday last time. Was it your birthday or monetization? BOK, it's been like a whole year already. Wow. We'll be looking forward to that birthday. Anyway, guys, let me say, let me get back to the business. So YouTube has introduced the shows feature, and let me just get right into it, because where can you access the show thing? You need to go to your YouTube studio. So I'm going to open my YouTube studio right now so that you guys can see it. Let me see whether I can pull up the YouTube studio thingy. So you go to your studio, you click on content, and then once you click on content, let me know whether you guys can see the screen. Once you click on content, you will see the show thing you click on channel content, you will see the show thing next to the videos. So it's here, it's somewhere here. Don't worry about the ribbon on the top. I will be teaching about this next week. YouTube has increased the membership prices, and they are going to adjust effectively from August 17th. I will discuss this next week. We can do it together. So that is it. And then I thought I saw OMB there, you know. I thought I saw OMB on the chat. Miss Bailey official, welcome, Miss Bailey. Nice to see Miss Bailey. Miss Bailey is our resident sports lady. Miss Bailey, how are you feeling now that America is out of the World Cup tournament? Welcome, Miss Bailey. Thank you so much for coming in, and I really appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for always supporting, and well done on that World Cup thing, because I've just been seeing how you are like swimming. I've just been seeing how you are swimming in views. Miss Bailey official. So here is the thing. Here is the shows thing. So it is somewhere here next to the videos. Then you have shorts, then you have live. So when you click on shows, it gives you like an option. You can create a new show, but because I've already created a show, so I already have one show that I've created. So we are going to like look at this show that I created, and then I'm going to use it as an example throughout. But essentially what YouTube just did, YouTube just went and upgraded a playlist so that we can now use a playlist to like create like a show similar to what you watch on Netflix. It even has a next episode. You can do seasons in case like you have a season thing coming on, and then it also has an autoplay function where you can actually be it can be moving to the next episode. So you can even be having season 1 episode 1, season 1 episode 2, especially if you do like videos that have like a bit of a sequence. This feature is going to be very relevant for people who have like a regular schedule for a live stream or a show that they normally do on their channels. It's going to make much more sense for these people. And of course, because YouTube is a business, it has to compete with other streaming platforms like Netflix and the rest. So it's trying to push this idea of episodes onto their platform. And of course, because nowadays everybody's watching YouTube on their television screens, they want to bring that experience of you watching free videos. Because Netflix, you have to subscribe to it. So they want you to watch free YouTube videos like a Netflix show when you're supporting content creators. You can even binge watch on people's videos just to increase that watch time. Then that means YouTube wants to push more ads when you're busy watching like the Netflix in quotes on their platform. And it's the idea is to see whether it can create more TV-like experiences. Like when people are watching this content, they want to like create like a TV-like experience for like people come onto the YouTube. But there's a difference between what a show and a playlist is. A playlist, of course, the videos are loose. They are loose and they are like there's limited. They don't have any particular flow. It's just like a loose grouping of videos. But a show has seasons. It has episode numbers. You can do a custom poster or art for it. It has a dedicated show page that I think YouTube. That is the only weakness I think YouTube still has when it comes to this show thing. They've not like put in that nice show page on people's like channels yet. It is still like embedded within the playlist one, and I'm going to show you how that looks like. The show as the autoplay thing, but the playlist may not necessarily have the autoplay like the one that YouTube has introduced on the show thing. And of course, YouTube wants to like use this. Have you ever seen when you're watching Netflix and then it's like, in case like let's say you've been idle for so long, it starts asking you, are you still watching? So it also has that kind of aspect. Like in case like, let's say you are like running somebody's like show, like Netflix, it can also like ask them, are you still watching? And so on and so forth. So literally they've just gone and created like a Netflix experience on their platform. And they decided to call it shows. And that is so it's just like an upgraded playlist of sort, but with new features. How do you set up a show? That is what we are going to do. So you go to your studio. Let me go back and continue sharing the screen. You go to your studio. Hey, Trini saying thank you, Goga. What did I do, Trini? Trini, what did I do? Trini must be paying me to shut up about something. Trini, what receipts are you trying to hide? What did I do? Why are you paying me money? Or are you paying hash money on behalf of Mrs. G? Mrs. G says she's broke. She can't afford to like pay me hash money. Thank you so much, Trini, for the blessing. Let me just be grateful. Thanks so much, Trini, for the blessing. This is for you. You have to pay bills. Oh, you see, I'm beaming. I'm grinning from ear to ear. What is it about money that makes people just smile? Yeah. Trini is making me grin from ear to ear because of the super chat. Thank you so much, Trini, for that blessing. And to all the members, I really appreciate your support as well. All the members of the Green Army, thank you so much for that. All right, so I was showing you guys how to set up the show thing. So you go to now your content, and then this is where you can create the show. So it has a distinct tab. It has a totally distinct tab as compared to playlist. And you can see playlist is still here. So you see even playlist, when you click on playlist, this is what playlist looks like. When you click on shows, this is what shows look like. Once again, Red Room did an amazing video on how to set up a show that I want you guys to go and check out. And then of course, the show has the same thing. You can see, you can make a show public. You can see when it was last updated. I updated this one like today. It can tell you the seasons, the number of seasons that are in this show. It can tell you the episodes, and then it can tell you the number of views that are also like within the show. So it does those particular metrics. So if I was to go and click on this, the PMC show, I created this PMC show like today. So when you click on that, you can see it's saying playlist details. It's already calling it a playlist. So that tells you a show is just a playlist that has been enhanced. It has been enhanced to have a different experience. And then, so you can see the details, you can put a language. The only difference between now like a typical play show, you have to put artwork. They recommend that you put artwork that is very high quality. And if I was to show you how to do that, and I think this is one of the places you're going to struggle when you're setting up the show. So they need you to put like artwork that is, I'm going to change this. They need artwork that is at least 1080 pixels. Like it's a 16:9. So let me just go and replace this artwork for PMC. So you can see what they are saying. They want you to put artwork that is 30840, at least 3840 times 2160 pixels. They want a very high, that is a very high quality image, guys. Extremely high quality. That is a picture that is more than, that is a picture that is around 10 megabytes, probably, or less. So they want a very high quality picture that you're going to use for the art. So I already did mine. So I'm just going to, so it's going to upload. And then there's something they call a banner. So there's the artwork, and then there's the banner. So the banner, I'm also going to just change it. This was just for like holding the place. So my banner is also 1920 by 1080. So if you can get an image that is 1980, if in case you can get an image that is 1980 by 1920 by 1080. So it has to be like a HD, like that is a high definition image. And if it is too big, they're going to tell you that it's too big. And you see, they want an image that is still very high quality. So I went and enhanced this image, and then I made it high quality for their purposes. And then I upload it. So they want videos that can capture the viewer's attention. Think of Netflix. Think of Netflix. When you go to Netflix, you can only see the thumbnails on Netflix. So they want you to like create, create like thumbnails that look like Netflix and things like that. So that's why they want this high quality image. Remember the thumbnails that YouTube normally allows us to put on our videos. YouTube never allows us to put thumbnails that are more than, is it normally that are normally more than 2 MB. They normally clip the size of the thumbnails for our videos. So now you can see for the show, they want a very high quality thumbnail. In fact, they've enhanced the resolution of the kind of thumbnail that they want you to put on the show, because they want it like to be very, they want the thumbnail to be like very visible for anybody who will be able to see this show on YouTube, just the way it normally happens on Netflix. So you have a lot of work. Fabulous Nuts, I can see you say that you're going to explore this show thing. So Fabulous Nuts, you have a lot of work in terms of like the image you're going to upload, just to make sure that the show stands out very well in terms of the quality of the image. So I've already done now the image thing, and you can see it's already like looking very nice. And then you can choose the structure, and Redzoom did this very well when he was explaining. You can choose serial or non-serials. Non-serial is like when the videos don't really need to follow each other. And then serial is like when the videos need to have a flow. Like it's just like a Netflix series. Like when you're watching a Netflix series, you always want to watch episode 1, and episode 1 has to speak. Episode 2 has to like connect to episode 1. If you go and start watching from episode 2, then maybe it may not make sense. But YouTube may not have this. Let me see. Oops. Sorry guys, I think my screen froze there for a minute. YouTube may not have this YouTube may not have this luxury, because most of our videos are never connected anyway. You find that today you are cooking okra, tomorrow you are cooking fish, next time you are cooking receipts. Hey, the World of Ruggers, welcome. The World of Ruggers, nice to see you. Maybe the World of Ruggers can have a show, because the World of Ruggers normally releases like his DJ set. Ruggers can actually create a Netflix show on YouTube, because he has like videos that actually can logically flow into each other, like an album. Yeah. So Ruggers, maybe a show may make sense for Ruggers. If you have something that actually is a series, like you have something that continues, like a number of you normally have like a regular series. Like let's say, for example, let me use somebody as an example who wants to volunteer themselves. Let me use Redzoom, for example, because he did a video on it. Redzoom, for example, has this Friday show that he does. He also has the Saturday creators like gathering. He also has the Monday random topic discussion. He has a schedule. Like he can go and create a show for the three like work streams that he has. Mrs. G, your favorite auntie, also has like the show that she normally does at lunchtime at work, where she comes and starts discussing some random conversations over her lunch break. So there are those people who have like that regular series. Fluffy Diva, for example, does the creator support shows. Fluffy Diva can go and create a show around that lunchtime or afternoon show she normally has. So in case you have something that you normally do every week, it's going to be very easy for you to be able to like take advantage of this new feature. And like somebody maybe who does not have any logical flow to their content creation, but you can also like package your videos in case like you just do cooking videos, in case you do cooking videos alone, or in case you do like let's say you cook every week, you can do a show where like, oh, the first quarter of the year is season 1, cooking season 1. The second season of the year is season 2. The third season, cooking of season 3, maybe like the third quarter or something like that. And then the last quarter becomes season 4. So you can be thinking of it that way, especially if you normally cook every week, because that means you have four videos every month. In a quarter, you will have 12 videos. 12 videos is literally like a Netflix series, because series are normally like 8 to 10 episodes, or maybe sometimes you can give them a bonus episode up to 13 episodes. So you can have in one quarter like a show that has 13 episodes. Then whoever comes to watch season 1, maybe they want to figure out what was Winston cooking in season 1 of his show. What was like I don't know why I'm using cooking for something, either I'm hungry or something like that. What was let's say what was like I don't want to use food. Let me use something else. Let me use my example. Sunday service, for example. Sunday service. Trini does cooking, right? Even Trini can do a cooking show, maybe like season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. Let's talk about the Sunday service, because that is more easy to use. The Sunday service is a platform. I'm going to come back to this page. The Sunday service is a platform where we interview content creators from around the world, regardless of how big or small their channel is. We normally like speak to content creators every Sunday at the Sunday service. So in case I wanted to go and make Sunday service like a Netflix series, I can actually just go and say, this is 2026. Maybe 2026 becomes Sunday service season 10, because the Sunday service has been running for like 4 years now. So it probably it is on its 4th season. But then how many episodes are in the Sunday service? I interview a guest every Sunday. I have interviewed over 170 guests at the Sunday service, 170 content creators at the Sunday service. If I was to break that into seasons, that's already like, I can even say if I was to divide it by 10, if I was to divide it by 10, I'm already getting a sense of maybe do I group these seasons into 10 episodes? Then I will already have 17 seasons of the Sunday service. So it really depends. In case I make it 15 episodes per season, you are the one to decide whether you're going to make the season the year you did the videos, or maybe you're going to make the season like maybe you divide the year into 2. Maybe the first 6 months of the year, I make it 1 season. And then the last 6 months of the year, I make it season 2. So it's literally your own judgment as a creator on what you want to call that show. So it's going to demand a lot of creativity. It's going to like demand a lot of like craftsmanship in terms of how you approach your shows, in case you want to go and like create shows on YouTube. Hey, Professor Green, welcome, Professor Green. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Cheryl says, wow, that's a lot of guests. Amazing. And we are still counting. The year 2026, I want to interview 200 guests. I have 30 more guests left. And make sure you don't miss Poetic Tears, guys, on Sunday. She's amazing. You're going to love Poetic Tears. So she'll be the Sunday service guest on Sunday. I like how I've just promoted the Sunday service while in that same motion. Okay, so now let us go back to what you are doing. Hey, Dr. Alice Africa, welcome. Dr. Alice, I haven't seen you for a while. Do you still go live? I don't see your night live streams when I'm busy roaming around YouTube streets. And the Jamaicans are chasing me to go and sleep. Okay, so this is where I was. So the image has to be high quality. Like, if there is something that YouTube is going to make us do, it is going to start making us like start shooting. Just go and download it. Actually, you can just go to like, in case you can't get an image that is 1920 by 1080. This is what like Kelo TV was teaching us on Sunday. So you need an image that is 1920 time. Let me just type it on the chat so that you guys can see what I'm talking by 1080. And then you want it to be 16. You want it to be at a ratio of 16 to 9. 16 to 9 is that ratio that fits on a screen. You want it to be on a ratio of 16 to 9. So 16 to 9 is that ratio that fits on a YouTube screen. So it has to be like horizontal, like this. It has to be horizontal, like the way you guys are seeing me on the live stream right now. That is what makes a good like what do you call it? A good like not thumbnail but artwork for the show. And it looks like this. Hey, Lady Pink, welcome, Lady Pink. Thanks so much for coming in. Guys, this lady is amazing. And I'm just saying this because yesterday I watched her channel and I was just so inspired. Parisian Visionaire, welcome. Parisian, you need to connect to a lady called Hajarine Diboswe. You and Diboswe, I think you have the same energy. I think you guys will be amazing friends. I've just typed her channel there. You need to just go to her channel and just say Goga sent me to you and say that he thinks that we are a match. You reminded me of Jarine Diboswe. I know she may be watching in the bushes probably if she's not working. But yeah, you need to connect to her. She's amazing, and you guys actually, I think she's going to help you scale your content because you're already doing well. But she's going to help you. You're going to love that. I just watched all your videos and I was just like, this lady needs to like know her Jarine. So thanks so much, Visionaire, for making it. Herald of Mary, thanks so much for coming in. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for popping in. Tasharia, you did not trade yesterday. Tasharia, you did not trade yesterday. And you always know I will call you out, Tasharia. Tasharia always knows that, oh my God, Goga is here. Now I have to figure out who to raid. Tasharia, you did not trade yesterday. I have the receipt. Welcome, Tasharia. Thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, so Pink Lady, Parisian Visionaire, you need to look for Hajarine, aka the Bossway. Like, you guys need to be friends. And I will tell her, I will actually write her an email and tell her and I send her your channel link because you guys need to be friends. Guys, one of your responsibilities on YouTube also as a content creator is to like always be the bridge. If you notice that two people need to know each other, be the bridge that connects them because you know your community better than they know each other. So anytime you notice that some two people need to like know each other or even three people need to know each other, just tell them to like connect to each other because good things happen when people collaborate. So anytime you see people who need to know each other, just make sure that they know each other. Like be the bridge. Whether they establish a relationship or not, it's not your business. But at least make sure that they know each other. It's part of your responsibility as a content creator to make sure that you connect those bridges. Anyway, I was saying that the image has to be extremely high quality. I wanted to share the image of like what I did with PMC's art, for example. So like for PMC, for example, the PMC show, this is the image I used. StreamYard, bring up the image. Oh, it's not going to bring it. Okay, it's giving me hell. The image is too big for StreamYard. They want a very high quality image. They want a very high quality image for the artwork for the shows. I hope this one will work. So you can see that artwork. That artwork is 1980 by 1080. It is extremely clear. If you need to go and use ChatGPT to tell it to enhance for you the image, do it. But one of the ways you can also download the image is by going to this website. I once told you guys about this website. You can create high quality image. Pixlr. Go to Pixlr and then select the free version. You can go to this website, Pixlr, and then you can download. You can even upload your image, and then you download it as a high quality image for free, because Canva does not allow you to download high quality images unless you pay for it. But Pixlr, you get up to 3 images that you can download per day. So that is a hack I've just given you guys. You can use it for your purposes. So you can go to Pixlr and then download it as a 1080 image. It will work like magic. Winston, Wagwan Yaso. Nowadays I greet people like that, and people are really like, okay, what are you talking about? Winston, I've caught the bag, Winston, on how the way you normally greet. Hey, Crooked Peach, welcome, Peach. Thank you so much for your message. Mwah! Peach, I've been stressed from like Monday. I've been stressed for like Monday looking for you, because I was like, Peach has to know this. Even when you're doing your live stream, but when you're busy with your chickens, you don't see the chats half the time. I've been extremely worried. I've been extremely worried, but I'm glad that you got the message, and we are going to discuss. I'll reach out to you later on after the show, so that we can discuss how we can best support that situation. Fluffy Diva is also aware of it, but I don't want to make it public. I wanted to make sure that at least I let you know, because you're the one who introduced me to. Okay, that is too much information, guys. Forget about that's my conversation with Peach. That is my conversation with Peach. Those are receipts. Those are receipts. Those are receipts for Peach's consumption. But anyway, she reached out to me. She called me when I was driving back home today, and I think I was able to I'm so glad you reached out, Peach. Okay, so you need to get an image that is very high quality, and I've given you the website where you can. You can download high quality images in case you're not so sure. ChatGPT may not do the trick, especially if you're on the free version. I don't know. You can try Gemini. Miss Bailey official swears by Gemini. You can try, but ChatGPT is not going to give you the 1080 quality image that you want. Chat is going to clip that image, and it's going to just give you a totally different image, unless you are very good with the command. I tried several times. I tried to apply the lesson that Kelo TV taught us on Sunday. I could not get a 1080 by 1920 image. So I went to another website. What do you call this website? I went to Pixabay. Pixabay is also a very nice website. You can check it out, guys. Pixabay. I hope you guys are taking notes. I always just give you guys these things so that you can use them for your purposes. Goga, should I leave so that you can talk freely? Trini, stay there. You've already paid me. Your receipts are safe. So Pixabay is also a very good website to download copyright-free images, and they allow you to edit those images so long as you don't go and use it for OnlyFans and things like that. Did I just say OnlyFans? Oh my God. The president has the president has a very diverse portfolio when it comes to businesses. Okay, so sometimes my tongue slips, and when my tongue slips, sometimes I say certain things that may be part of the business that the president runs. So long as you can go to Pixabay. Pixabay also allows you to download very high quality images, and then you can go and edit them. They allow you to edit those images. Those images are copyright free. I have never gotten into trouble with Pixabay images. So you can also go to Pixabay and download images. Those images are very high quality already. They're extremely big. They're extremely big. They're extremely big. They may even exceed what YouTube wants. But remember, YouTube only wants you to use 3240 by 2160 at the least. Hey, God will never fail us. Welcome. God will never fail us. Give me the hash money. Give me the hash money, or I'm going to discuss your business. God will never fail us. Give me the hash money, or I'm discussing your business. Winston. God will never fail us. She's hiding from me and you, and I have the receipt. The good thing, Elsie raided us to you yesterday, so I am going to shut up because I woke up in the morning and I found myself over at Winston's Premier. So I will tell you the receipts. Hey, Vico, Real Space, welcome, Vico. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Okay, let us go back to the class. Let us go back to the class. Here we always learn and we make learning easy. So I've already selected the high quality images. And then, as I told you, you can either say non-serial or serial. Non-serial are the episodes that can be watched in any order, and they are listed from the newest to the oldest. And then you have the serial ones. Serial can be watched in sequence, and they are listed oldest to the newest. This is literally what playlists are. So once you select, for me, I selected serial because PMC's interview, you need to watch it in an order. Because what PMC discussed on episode 1, he kind of creates a linkage across all the 6 episodes he has been. So I made it serial for a reason, and then you save. Once you save, it's going to create that playlist. Not playlist, it's going to create that show. So the show has already been created. Now, another thing that you need to know, let me I had zoomed my page. Let me just zoom it. Let me pinch it to come down a bit. Okay, there we go. So there we go. So I've already selected the playlist details, and then now it gives you an option to add the videos. Now, these are what you call seasons. Okay. So for me, because I only created one season, okay, it gives you an option to add content because PMC is just one season. I don't know how long we are going to sustain these yearly interviews, but you can see all the PMC shows are in episode 1, and they are in order. So you need to watch them in this particular order, including the last one that he did like last week, The Art of Discernment. I need to rename this one. This one I think was the episode. This was episode 4. You can edit this episode here. Okay, you can edit this episode here and say this should be episode 4. This one of the things I like about shows is how you can edit it on the go without opening the video. You can just come and hover the thing, and then you can say this should be episode 3. This should be episode this. You can see chapter 5. So you can edit it on the go like this. You can say this is going to be season. You can say this is going to be season. This is going to be episode 1, season 1, or something like that. And then it tells you whether it is public. And sometimes you can use the date to just organize them. So you can see 2022 when PMC did my first interview. Then there's 2023. And it even tells you the month. So you can easily play around with them so that at least, let me see. So if this is 1, let me see. I need to change this based on the date. So you look at the date it was published. So this likely becomes the next episode. This is the episode. This is the proper episode 2. So I can change it there. I like how you can easily change it, and then it's going to move it up. So you can see that. So you have 2022, you have 2023. This is definitely now episode 3. So season 1, episode 3. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how it looks like on YouTube. It looks so good. You're going to love how it looks like. And on TV, it's even better. And then now you can see episode 4, 5, and 6 are in order. So you can even use the dates. If you're not so sure, you can arrange your episodes based on the dates. But this is because it's a serial. It's a serial show. It has to follow an order. And then you can always add content in case, let's say PMC comes to the Sunday service before the year ends. You can always add content, and it gives you an option to upload new videos, choose existing videos, and then choose a playlist. You can even choose a playlist as a whole show. So in case I go and pick the Sunday service, I can actually go and make the Sunday service a show on its own. You can just go, you don't need to go and pick individual videos one by one. In case you already have a playlist that exists and it follows a certain order, you can just go transform the playlist into a show, and then you delete that playlist so that now it becomes a show. So those are some of the dynamics you can use in terms of you playing around with this show thing. And then once you do that, of course, you save. And you can see the other features. You can get analytics on the shows. So this tells you how much, you can get direct analytics on what a show looks like. I'm waiting for my Wi-Fi. So you can see this show has already gotten 278 views. And the show on its own has given me 89 watch hours. But this is only giving me figures for the last 28 days, which was PMC's last show. If I was to select lifetime, it's going to give you more. So you can even see direct analytics on the entire show. So you can see when you watch all of the PMC's episodes, they gave me like a total of 2,000 views and 500 watch hours or something like that. And you can even check the audience data. You can check all those things, revenue, just like a typical playlist like what you see on the studio. So those are some of the things you can be checking around the show. You can also play around with the language, and I think I like how Redzoom was busy playing around with different languages on his tutorial. You can say that the playlist is in the United States, English, the United States. You can even add other languages in case you want to make it American Sign Language. In case I want to make it Spanish, because PMC speaks Spanish, I can easily like look for Spanish, and I say translate it into Spanish, and of course this will demand I go and change the title to like Spanish. I have to put the description in Spanish, so you have to do all those things, and then you translate it into Spanish. And then there are settings. Settings are normally the usual things you see on the studio. So those are the things about a show. So you have the details and everything, and then once you select it and you've saved it, you can choose whether it is public. You can choose whether it is public or unlisted, but it has to be public so that people watch it. Now let us go and watch it on YouTube. So you can even share it as a link. I can now see this one. You can add podcast features. Let me see what this is. This is a new feature. This is a new feature that I've seen. Oh wow! Guys, I've just discovered this and I've not looked at this one when I was doing the research. Do you want it to appear on podcasts? YouTube? Yes, I want it to appear on podcasts. Add it. A podcast means that I have to go and add an image. So let me just go and pick one of PMC's like pictures here. PMC's picture. I think I have one of his mug shots. So let me just go pick that one. Where is it? I had it somewhere here. No, it's under. Let me see all files. Yeah, so you can go pick like a picture in case you want it to like appear as a picture. Let me see. Look at that PMC picture. I don't know how it went. Let me check yeah, so you can select it as a picture and then just pick it. Let me just pick a random picture for I'll change it later. You can pick like a square picture because what do you call it? A podcast requires a square picture. So you can pick any. Am I suffering and I can easily do this? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I have a picture somewhere that I can use. That thumbnail by PMC can work. Oops. They want it to be a square. That means I have to go and edit that square. Anyway, you can add it as a podcast. Yeah, you can get a square picture, add it as a podcast. Let me see if I can. There has to be a square picture somewhere here. Let me see. There has to be a square picture somewhere here. Square picture. Let me use this picture by David Hunt, for example. So you need to put like you can put like a square picture like that. So this just for tutorial purposes. And then once you are done. The reason why you need to make the playlist a podcast feature is because it's going to be promoted on YouTube Music. So instead of your content just being promoted on, in case like your content is just being it's not just being promoted on YouTube, but it's also being promoted on YouTube Studio. So that is a trick you can use for purposes of PMC's image guaranteed. Guys, let me just edit PMC's image real quick. I'm coming back. I'm actually here. Let me just edit it because we need to just do it because I want to promote that. I have PMC's image here. Let me just edit it real quick so that you guys can see. Because otherwise it will not the knowledge will not be assimilated. Let me just go and make a square image real quick. And then I come, we upload it. So let me put a square. I need to ask PMC for permission because why am I putting PMC's why am I using PMC's image without permission? So okay, I've gotten it. So let us see this. Let us use this podcast feature. Let us just use this podcast feature right now. I just discovered this because this is very good for promoting your show on other platforms. Appear on YouTube podcast pages, available in YouTube Music, podcast artwork required. Okay. And then I'm going to add, and then I'm just going to put PMC's picture now. I think I have one. Custom files, and then let me just see image. Okay, I should be having an image now for PMC. I need a mouse. I need to get a mouse. I keep saying I'm going to buy a mouse, but where is that image? It was literally here. Image. Okay. Modified. Yes. Let me see whether it's this one. Yes, I've gotten the image. There we go. So we have PMC's image there. It is done. So I've promoted it as there we go. So it's done. So the show is already set. Now, how do you find the show? That is the next logical thing. So you need to go to your channel. You need to go to your channel. You can even go to your phone right now. Yeah. So in other words, other persons can use your video sounds as music. Usually, YouTube Music also promotes. It's like Spotify. You know, you can listen to Prof. You know, you can listen to like music. You can even listen to podcasts on Spotify. It looks so good. It looks so good. I've seen how podcasts look like on YouTube Music. So it just plays it, and somebody can be listening to like the conversation. And because it's an interview with him, and he's a philosopher, you are getting views and you are getting traction because it's what somebody is like playing it on YouTube Music. So it works perfectly well. Hey, Cloud Diesel, welcome, my brother Diesel, welcome. Diesel, I hope you are well. I know you've not been like doing live stream because you say it is extremely hot. It's extremely hot in the UK. Welcome. Thanks so much for coming in. Helen, thank you so much for popping in. Helen is saying, hey, guys, I have receipts on Helen, but yeah, you know, that's my managing mod, so I will shut up about her receipts for today. But welcome, Helen. But I know Red Room is no. Red Room, Helen is on the chat. Red Room, Helen is on the chat. I know Helen has been hiding away from Red Room. Red Room, Helen is on the live stream. I'm just like, whatever you do, that information is entirely up to you. Red Room, Helen is on the live stream. Helen has been avoiding Red Room. So literally she goes and she's always hiding. So Red Room, Helen is on the live stream. Whatever you do, that information is entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to share my screen now so that you guys see how now the playlist appears. Sorry, the show appears. You see, I keep saying show and playlist interchangeably. YouTube has not done a very good job marketing this show thing. So I am going to share the show so that you guys can see what it looks like. So I've already set up everything about the show. Now you go and open your YouTube channel. This is how people are going to find your show. Now, the show is designed to be promoted on people who are watching you on television sets or the YouTube connected apps. Okay? So, people who are watching you on TV are likely to find your show. Let me go and see whether I can watch from one of my ninjas so that you guys can see how it looks like. So, how do you find it? You go to your main channel. This is how you go and find the shows. It is somewhere here. So, just go to your homepage. And then one of the weaknesses with this show thing, it does not appear anywhere on somebody's homepage. You see the way podcasts appear, shorts, courses, they don't have it appearing here very nicely. You have to click on playlists. And then when you click on playlist, it's going to show you now. It's going to show you now the shows. And you can see it looks like it's definitely a typical playlist. It's definitely a typical playlist. The only difference is now Actually, there's no difference. The only difference is going to how, like when you click on play all, how it's going to look. And of course, your ads are going to be there. You need to skip these ads. Let me skip these ads. Yeah. So the ads are going to be there. So you can see it's just it's your typical playlist. And then of course it's going to just play. It's just going to play as it's going to like go to next, and it arranges them like that. The phone is what makes it look nice. I like how it looks like on the phone. When you go and watch when you go to my homepage on my phone and you click on this same playlist, it looks extremely different. It looks extremely different. It now that's the one that is giving Netflix vibes. So I'm just going to go to my main channel. Let me use my Ninja. I'm going to use my Ninja here. I'm going to go to my Ninja, and then I'm going to I'm going to go to my channel, Goga. Okay, and then after Goga, I'm just going to click on the channel and then go to playlist. I'm doing this on the phone. Go to playlists, and then you will see the PMC show is there. When you click on the PMC show, it looks really good. Look at it, it looks so nice. It looks extremely beautiful on the phone. So it's like YouTube wants you to play this playlist on the phone or on a TV, and then it is really ordered very nicely. It's really ordered very nicely, and you can download, you can do all these things, and it looks very good. And I like how it looks like on I like how it looks like on the phone. Let me go remove that podcast feature, for example. In case I don't want to, let me go remove that podcast feature so that we see how it looks. So let's say, for example, I want to remove the podcast feature because it's now reading it as a podcast. I don't want it to look like a podcast. Let me remove the podcast features. Yes, I've removed the podcast feature. And then I'm going to refresh the show. Yeah, I've refreshed the show. So let's see. Playlists. Yeah. So now, when I now click on it, it now arranges it in season. So you can now see season 1. It says season 1, and you can watch it. And it tells you play episodes. It tells you to play the episode. So it arranges them in order, and then now it stops calling it a podcast. It calls it episodes. So you can start playing the episode, and then it arranges them so nicely downward. So you can, so when one episode ends, it will move on to the next automatically. It will move on to the next automatically, just the way you watch on Netflix. On the TV, should definitely look very different. Like just go and just go and open on the TV, and you'll notice it looks very nice on the TV, especially the thumbnail. That is why they want you to like use a very high quality image for the thumbnail or the artwork, because I went and opened this on the television screen in the office, one of the meeting rooms. I went to one of the meeting rooms. It's like a 65-inch television screen, guys. Let me tell you, that thumbnail looked so good on the TV, especially if the image is very high quality. It looks extremely beautiful on a big screen. Like, it looks extremely, very beautiful. It does not look blurry because the quality of the picture is not lost on such a big screen. And that is why YouTube wants you to use a very high quality image for the artwork on the show thing. So those are some of the things that you have to like pay attention to. That on the TV it looks very nice. Just go to my channel if you're watching me on your TV. I know some of you are watching me from your big screens. The usual suspects. You don't need to announce it on the chat that you have a big screen. I know some of you are going to use this as an invitation to come and start saying, "Yeah, Goga, I'm watching you on my HD or OLED screen." You don't need to tell me that you're watching me on your OLED screen. I don't need to know. But on the big screen, when you click on it, you will see how the thumbnail looks so good. That is why they are promoting the show thing to look like Netflix, so that from a very long distance, even from like if my TV screen is like about like 3 meters away from me, I can make out the thumbnail and the artwork of the show. So anybody who comes to watch the PMC show will be able to see that picture stand out so good, even on the television screen. And that tells you why they designed the show thing. The show thing was not designed to be watched on phones. Clearly, maybe apps, they designed it to be watched on apps, but they're trying to target the TV crowd. If there's somebody who watch, if you have a show that somebody can easily follow on TV, Winston Chronicles and your torturous cooking, Fabulous Nuts and your amazing meditation, high quality images that are shot in 4K, you have a show that you can run. Things that people can play around on their screens. Don't go and put those things. These shorts look, the shorts normally they don't look so nice because of how they cut. Don't go and start saying that you're going to put shorts into a show. I don't even think YouTube will allow you to put them anyway. So it is important to make sure that image, the quality is so high, and also the kind of content that goes into the show is it's something that people can watch, not something that people will click and then they abandon it. Okay. We have a question by Fluffy Diva. What is the highest quality picture? The highest quality picture is 3240 by 2160. That is what most people call 4K. Okay. Then HD is normally 1920 by 1080. That is high definition. So the maximum you can do is the 4K. So if you can get a 4K image, YouTube is going to accept it. But above all, if you can get a high definition image, YouTube is going to accept it. But you have to make sure that by all measures possible, the image has to be 16:9 ratio. 16:9 ratio means it has to be horizontal so that it can look nice on the screen. If you go and put a square image, it's going to look extremely horrible. It's going to look horrible on the screen. But if you put a nice image that is horizontal, it's going to look so good on the screen. So those are some of the things you have to make sure that you do, Fluffy Diva. I hope I've answered you. Thanks so much, Diesel, for sharing me out. Let me see if I missed anything on the chat real quick. And then Winston says, I'm calling the show 40 Shades of Food Torture. There you go. Winston, you do a lot of episodes. So Winston, you can have different seasons. You can have different seasons for your show so that you don't go and put all your videos in one show, because the best way of approaching shows is you break it down into things that people can watch. Let's say, for example, Winston is looking at you see the collaboration you did with Bushcraft, the Italian Giuliano. I know Giuliano is on vacation. I was talking to him the other day. The thing you did with Giuliano, such collaboration where you guys were trading spices. There's also when you're in Las Vegas, that can become a show or a show on its own. The functions, Father's Day, 4th of July, these special occasions can become a season on its own or a show on its own. That I think gives you you can even say all the Father's Day special show or something like that. So it has a bit of a flow and something that is more relevant. So guys, you want your shows to be something. You want your shows to be something that has if somebody, just think of it this way. Let me just breathe in. In case somebody was watching you on TV, would they want to watch episode number 2? Just ask yourself that. Go and watch your own show. Would you want to watch episode number 2 of yourself? If your answer is no, it is not show material. If your answer is yes, carry on, keep adding the episodes. So you have to be very intentional in case you're going to explore shows that it has to look like you're doing things that are very related and somebody wants to watch a group of things that have been arranged nicely together. And remember, you're still getting your watch hours. The ads are still running on the show. You're getting good analytics and the revenue is still coming in. But the best thing you want to do is you want to take advantage. You want to take advantage of the TV crowd, because the TV crowd is what is going to help you. The TV crowd, people like watching high quality things on TV. So imagine like you've shot your video in 1080. Your video is in HD. You know, imagine your video is in HD and somebody is like watching you on their 65-inch screen in their house. Just picture that. Just picture that. You're likely to make somebody watch you longer because it is so clear, it looks good on TV, and the thumbnail is already given. Guys, the show is what I want you guys to go and put it. You remember the way you guys were telling me that you normally go to like grocery shops and even TV stores, and then you start running your playlist. Those jokes you guys were cracking here last week, JC, Auntie, and Keisha, they say that normally when they go to a TV store, they normally like start running their playlist and then they leave it there. They leave their playlist running on a grocery store's TV. The show is what you want to go and start running on a TV store when you go to the mall over the weekends and you are like, oh, I want to buy this TV. Can it play things in 4K? Let me just try. Then you go and run your show. Then you leave your show running and you leave the shop even if you're not buying the TV. It's a plan. You set up the show and then you make sure you leave it there. By the time the staff at the store come and like they start removing your playlist, you've already gotten some watch hours from the supermarket or the mall or wherever it is that you're going to, the TV that you never bought. So it's a plan. It's a plan you can consider. Anastasia, welcome, Anastasia. How are you doing? Anastasia, thanks so much for coming in. All right. So let me look at a few things before I can give you my final thoughts when it comes to this. A few tips that are very important for you as a creator. I've talked about the artwork. The artwork is very critical for your TV appeal. It's very critical. So make sure that you get the highest level picture. And YouTube has given you like a lot of freedom to like make sure you go to town when it comes to the picture. Another thing that YouTube has done, you can also like do customization tips. Instead of like calling your titles Professor Green AI hack tips, you can say season 1 episode 1. Professor Green teaches you AI tools. Season 1 episode 2. Professor Green explores thumbnails, how to make thumbnails in Canva. So you want to make sure that you can even serialize the videos. You want to serialize like you want to make sure that you serialize it that way. That's why you have to put these things in seasons and make sure that at least episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, there's a bit of a logical flow to it. And then promote the full show page. Anytime you can, let me show you. YouTube allows you to share the link to your show as opposed to like the videos. YouTube allows you like you can share the link to your show. So I can easily just drop the link to the show here right now. Watch. You can easily go here and then copy paste. Just come here to the show, the PMC show. Click on the 3 dots, get the shareable link, and then you can easily drop the link on your chat. You can promote your shows that way. And you can see there is a link to the show. Google is giving you a link to a YouTube show. So when you click on that link, it will instantly take you to the show. And you can easily like watch that show there. So as opposed to sharing individual videos, you can easily get a link to that particular like show that you can easily share with your supporters or even other people in the family. Or even you can use that link to like be the one that you put in TV stores at the mall over the weekends. So it allows you to actually do that. Another thing that is very important is that shows only work best if you're doing like some episodic storytelling. If you're telling a story about food, if you're telling a story about gardening, like Keisha, or if you're telling a story about grocery work, like Anastasia Blessed, or if you're telling a story like, let me say, spiritual content, like let's say God will never fail. God will never fail. In case let's say you are sharing spiritual lessons or something like that, you can easily like plan that episodic storytelling. It's it works better. It works better that way because people can easily follow along the story. People can follow along the story. And as I said, you can go and change your old playlist to become YouTube shows. The only work you're going to do, you have to go and now make them. You have to go and make them have that high quality thumbnail. In fact, if you are a monetized channel and you have no business looking for WH, go and make your playlist shows. Go and transform your playlist into a show. And you can do that very easily. You just need to go back here. What was I showing you? You need to go back here. Let me see that I can go back here and show you what I was talking about. Yeah. So you need to go back. Let me show you something. Let me show you something that I just did. If you remove the podcast features, this is what the show looks like. Look at how cool PMC's show looks. So you can see that. So it arranges them nicely. It can even tell you to resume watching. You can resume watching just like Netflix. And it runs the ads and whatnot. Okay, so it still works either way. Just something to think about. And then when you stop somewhere, you can resume watching. And then you see it tells you season 1 has 6 episodes, season 2 has this number of episodes. So there are these 3 dots. In case you want to download the episodes, you also have the option to download. So those are the things you can play around when it comes to shows. Now, the other thing you can do when it comes to this show thing is that you can go here and transform an entire playlist into a show. In case you are too lazy, this is for the lazy ones. In case you are extremely lazy and you just don't want to like start adding things one by one, PMC, I had to like curate it. I had to curate PMC's shows one by one. You can come here and just, let's say, I don't know that they put it on the create button. Yes, they've created the create button also has a new show. So look at the create button. You can come to your studio and just say you want to create a new show. And then there we go. And then you can call it something, create a new show, Sunday service, Sunday service. Let's say Sunday service guest, the Sunday service podcast. Okay, let's say the Sunday service podcast, for example. And then I say all the guests who have graced the show over the years. Okay, and then I create it. There we go. So you can see I now have 2 shows. The second show is called the Sunday Service Podcast, but I've not done any art. I can come here and edit it. As I said, the picture quality is very important. So the title and the description, what is the language? You select English, probably. I will say English, United Kingdom. And then you have to do an image for it. So again, they want a 16:9 banner or a 16:9 backdrop. So you have to come and upload a very high quality image. Okay. So I go and get my download document. Let me see my image. Let me say, for example, let me get my 1080 image. I hope this one will fit. Yeah. Let me just use this one as an example. So you can see this. Oops, I wanted Fluffy Diva to see this because this will answer her question. Let me see this one. This image, I want to pick an image that is big so that you see the challenges. So if I pick this image, for example, and then I try to do this, and then I try to say done, notice what it says. It will refuse. It says that the image exceeds 10 MB. Try cropping or uploading a similar image. So make sure that the images are less than 10 megapixels. So I'm going to cancel this image and then I'm going to put a smaller image. So they want it to be not more than 10, less than 10 megapixels. So let me pick another image that is, so you can see this one, for example. Let me say done. This one is going to accept. This one is going to accept. Okay. And there we go. So it has accepted. And then you can also do a backdrop for it. And they tell you, make your thumbnail 3840 by 21, They tell you all this. And they show that your thumbnail is less than 10 MB. And then you can use the JPEG or the PNG format. And then they tell you, make sure the thumbnail follows the community guidelines. Let's say the Sunday service does not need any serial. The Sunday service can be watched. It can be watched either way, like whatever you want to watch. And this, you can start with even the latest episode and go back to the oldest. So the Sunday service does not need to be arranged. And then let me say save. So I've already created the Sunday service podcast show, and the image now, the thumbnail is now visible. So you can see that. Now when you go to the videos, and then they ask you to add content, you click on this, you can say choose an existing playlist. So you can either upload new episodes in case you're doing new videos, or you can choose existing videos one by one, or you can just come and choose an existing playlist. So I can just come here and then go and select the entire Sunday service. And you can see the Sunday service has over 100, let me see. The Sunday service has over 160 videos. As I told you, I've interviewed over 170 guests. So I think there are some videos I've not added to the playlist. So I just need to come and pick the entire Sunday service. I just need to come and pick the entire Sunday service playlist. Done. Okay. And then you see it becomes season 1. So I'm waiting for it to upload. It's going to take time because those are very many videos. There we go. Now you can see all the Sunday service episodes are here. They are all here. So all the Sunday service episodes are here. You can see all of them here, all the 160 episodes so far. And then I go back. You can see that. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So you can, if I was to click on the Sunday service podcasts and then select videos, you can even decide now, I'm going to make this season 1, episode 1. And then maybe in 2026, you want to make this season 2, episode 1. You can change it now in case you want to now divide it into seasons. Okay. So let's say, for example, I want to say season 2, episode 1. Or something like that. You can easily distinguish. And then you see now, the moment you do that, it's going to have it's going to have 2 seasons. And you see, I have season 1 and season 2. So you can easily like add it, you can easily change the seasons. So if I have 160 episodes, this is going to be so much work. I need to sit down for like a whole afternoon to just do this work. Or decide which one is going. Maybe I can say the 2026 episodes are going to be season 1 season. So you can even come and say this is going to be season 3, episode 1. So you can easily do that. Okay, you can easily do that. Oh, sorry. I need to like. I don't know if that one is refusing. I think because I've already named it something else. So let's say I go and pick this one. Maybe say season 3. And then I say season 3, episode 1. Then you should accept. So you can even increase the seasons like this. One of the things I like with this show thing is how you don't need to get out and go to individual videos. So you can see now I have 3 seasons. Like that, like that, like that. And then once you're done, you apply. Once you're done, you apply. And that's so. And then you see that was importing an entire playlist. So the Sunday service becomes a playlist. And you can easily go and find it on the homepage, and that becomes now a distinct playlist. So those are some of the tricks you can be using. In case you are too lazy to go and do one episode per season. But as I said, you have to be very intentional. If you have a series that of course it's very continuous, you want to play around with that particular series. Auntie is asking, not an unrelated question, what does PMC stand for? Can you all answer, Auntie? Auntie, you clearly missed the Sunday service where PMC was last week. Can somebody answer, Auntie? Christina, welcome, Christina. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Sorry, Christina, I think I had not greeted you earlier. So up to this point, are we clear? Are we clear up to this point? Are we clear up to this point? I want to see. Let me see whether there are any questions on the chat. Hey, Chef Z, welcome, Chef Z. Thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, and then I like what Cloud Diesel just said. Season 2 Goga is back, and you can be using this to promote yourself. You can say, guys, when you're ending the year, one of the ways I'm going to organize my show, I'm going to say that every year will be a season. When you're closing the year, then guys, make sure you don't miss season 10. Season 10 in the year 2027 is going to be bigger and better. You can be promoting it the way Cloud Diesel is saying. And that's a very good way of just make sure that you like build momentum for people to sign up, for the next season, for the next year. It's a trick you can actually be using. So that is how you create shows, guys. That's how you can import an entire playlist into a show. I'm going to make this one unlisted because I'm not. I think I'm going to make this one unlisted because I think I like. Why can I not make it unlisted? Oh, so I have to click on it. I want to make it unlisted because I think there are still a lot of things I need to do on this one. So I'll just make it unlisted and then I save. So that's it. So the PMC one is official. That one at least we are done. This one I'm convinced it's a final. I promised PMC that I was going to make him the first person to have a show on the channel. So just like that, I've created for PMC a show. So anybody who wants to go and just watch all the PMC episodes, you can just go and click on the show, and they'll be able to find all the PMC episodes. So that is how you go about. That's how you go about creating the show, and take advantage. I think if it's easier for you to import an entire playlist, just import an entire playlist. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Go and import an entire playlist, make the entire Sunday service a show, and then delete the playlist once you are done. So you don't want to have like a show and a playlist. The show is already a bougie playlist. So make the show the playlist, and then let YouTube cross promote it for you in people's television sets, in apps and things like that, and then delete the old playlist because then the old playlist does not make sense. But my Sunday service is also a podcast. Now I can see show is making me like create a podcast and a playlist in one thing. So I'm going to explore and see how I can easily take advantage of that, because I think it still achieves its purpose. Because last year the Sunday service was being watched on YouTube Music, and that is the day I started paying attention to the YouTube Music app. The Sunday service is so good that a lot of people listen to it when they are like driving and things like that on YouTube Music, and that's where you want to promote your show also on that particular platform. So just something to think about. Not everybody has the show feature yet. They are rolling it out slowly, a little by little. I think everybody is going to be having it very soon. But if you don't see it on your studio, God will never fail is asking me, Google, is this a new feature? Yes, it is a new feature that is barely like 2 weeks old for most people. They've been unveiling it very slowly, a little by little. So in case you have not yet gotten it, it's probably on its way. Give yourself time. It's probably going to be on its way. What are the benefits? I'm just finishing the class. Then I can go to the receipts. What are the benefits to content creators? You can binge watch somebody. You can binge watch your favorite creator. If you have missed Winston's cooking episodes, you can just go to your TV and then start running Winston Torture, 40 Shades of Torture episodes. You can see season 1 of 40 Shades of Torture, season 2 of 40 Shades of Torture. You can start watching 40 Shades of Torture from season 1. And guys, it's also a good way of giving people WH. It's a good way of giving people WH and revenue. Number 2, discoverability. If YouTube is going to be promoting shows like Netflix style, imagine the people are going to see your thumbnail on YouTube and just click on it. As we said, I like what Kisha said, PMC is already clickbait on its own. That's something that you can look like. The other benefit is what Miss Bailey said, branding and professionalism. YouTube is going to turn us into like broadcasting stations. We are going to become like TV stations at this point. Imagine now we are creating Netflix style stuff with our videos. So it looks like premium TV content, So when you create shows on your channel, you're going to look very professional, and it's going to make you look good. And the beauty with this is that you can use it for courses in case you teach. I'm going to make the academy a course. I'll be calling this course, these classes course. The academy is already, the academic courses are already a course, but I can make them into a show so that we make learning fun. Another thing, podcasts. You can make a show into a podcast. Documentaries. In case you're doing a challenge, fitness challenge, Moments with Kisha. In case you're trying to lose weight and you are doing a challenge, it can become a show, like the 90-day challenge I'm currently doing on YouTube. Fabulous Nuts. You can go and transform that challenge you did last year of 100 days of yoga into a show. Break it into seasons. Or somebody wants to approach wants to like do that challenge with you, and they just want to binge watch on it on the TV, and then they can just be running it like a Netflix show, and then they come and say, "Oh, where did I stop? I stopped on episode 6. Let me go and continue. Today's episode number 7." So you can transform that into a show. Monetization, ads are being run on the shows as well. Monetization is working on the shows, so that is something that you can also use for purposes at least of getting money, revenue, because ad revenue is going to like do the thing when you do the show. Another benefit is take advantage of how it looks. It has TV appeal. Shows have been designed by YouTube to be promoted on devices such as TV sets. So in addition to shooting your videos into high quality videos using 4K or HD, now make your videos into shows, because you want to target the TV demographic, because we are always watching Netflix nowadays on our television. We don't even like watch traditional TV, because you have to like pay for, nowadays you have to pay for most of these things. So think of somebody watching your show on YouTube like a series on Netflix, of course with the ads, but if they are premium, of course they're not going to find any ads. So those are some of the benefits. What are my limit? So literally, in a summary, shows are going to be good for these categories of people. Let me see whether I can put it on the chat. Shows are going to be very good for these people. If you know you fall in any of these category, you need to have a show on YouTube. In case you fall into this category, you need to have a show. If you're an educator, if you're a coach, if you're a podcaster, if you're a storyteller and you like discussing receipts, like auntie you love gossip and receipts, so they're clearly talking to you. If you're a reviewer, you like reviewing you like reviewing gadgets and things. If you're a fitness or a travel creator, those of you like traveling and doing fitness, Carolina the Traveler, they're talking to you here. Anyone who has recurring related content, this is the tip of the entire class. If you forget everything I've said for the last 1 hour 50 minutes, in case you have recurring related content, make it a show. And I think this list is not exhaustive. You can explore it further, so that at least you can you see that you can fit into a category. And that's why I always tell you guys, start making your channel very intentional. You can be doing pop-ups, but pop-ups are not sustainable. You need something that can sustain the channel, whether it is a video. Rebounding with Cheryl, Rebounding with Cheryl always does this rebounding videos that are very nice to watch. She can easily transform that into a show, and people will watch it very religiously. And somebody just needs to be watching her on TV and jumping along with her, because the older demographic, they don't watch things on phones. They watch things on their television sets. They watch things on their computers. So you want to take advantage of that demography. Or even people want to follow you, but they want to follow you like on the screen. In case you do interviews, like this lady from Belize, is it Susan? Susan from Belize, where we were reading the other day. Think of that. You think it looks very good, like a podcast, like that kind of a setting. There are people just like watching interviews, like that is what I normally do actually. When I'm not working, I like listening to podcasts, and I like watching my podcast on TV. So sometimes in this household, people get annoyed with me, especially when I'm on leave from work, because anytime I'm on leave from work, I like listening to podcasts, especially these people who have been successful in building businesses and things like that. Because I just like following such kind of stories. So I always get into what's there in this house because of I can be watching a podcast like the whole day on the TV, and then maybe somebody wants to do or watch something else on TV. Maybe somebody wants to play their game, and they're like, okay, you need to give me the TV, or you need to go back to work because you are you are holding the TV, and I can't do anything else. So I like watching podcasts on TV because they look so nice on the screen, and it's just easy to follow so that I can do something else with my phone. I can be like collecting receipts on somebody's live stream on my phone. I can be using my laptop to do something else while the podcast is running on TV. So you want to take advantage of that kind of a thing. People can use their devices for other things as they are watching you on the big screen. Okay, so take advantage of that for your purposes. So what are some of the challenges of the show thing? Number one, the rollout and access is still very limited. It is not available to all channels yet. It is not available. Some of you are, you've gone to your studio and you've not seen it. It is not yet available to most channels. Most channels who are monetized have it. But I think they decided to give people who are monetized first, probably. But it is not available. But even some monetized channels also don't have the feature. So it is a catch-22 situation, but they are like rolling them out very slowly. It's like Trini today. Today I was having a conversation with Trini in the morning. Trini discovered that he has gifts finally on his channel and is based in Finland. Gifts used to be a preserve of Americans. Only American channels had the gift thing. But now the Finnish people now have the gift feature now that is available to be turned on. So Trini turned on his gift feature. So now when you go to Trini's Premiere or you go to Trini's like live stream, it's going to be having the gift thing. If you are in the United States, you can be able to give Trini a gift. If you are like in Finland or maybe the UK, now you're going to be able to give Trini a gift. He just discovered it today and he turned it on. So even this show feature is being it's been rolled out very progressively. So not all channels have this. Not all channels have this feature. So don't be scared. Don't be alarmed. It's going to come out eventually. Just keep creating. The beauty is that don't stop creating content because you don't have the feature. Even the current content that you have is going to be a future show. Okay, oh, I love that. Someone give it, clock it. The current videos that you have are destined to be a future show. So make sure that you are creating these videos with a lot of intention because they're going to end up into a show either way. Okay, when that feature is rolled out. So if I was to go back to the poll that I asked people on the chat, I asked you guys, have you tried creating a YouTube show yet? 33% of you said yes. 17% of you said no, but you're planning to try. 26% of you are saying that you're waiting to learn more about it. And then 24% of you are asking, Goga, what is shows? Asking for a friend. So literally 50% of you don't have access to the show feature. So that already gives you like an idea. Out of the 42 people who have voted on that poll, 50% of them don't have the show feature yet. So it's going to be rolled out very progressively. So just hang in there. You're going to see it. Hey, Andrea, welcome, Andrea Jacobs. Nice to see you. Welcome, Andrea. So one of the weaknesses is how they are rolling it out very slowly. So not everybody has it. The second weakness is the effort that is required to create a show. Guys, if you forget everything I'm going to say in this class today, this is the one thing I want you to remember. It is not as easy as it looks. Shows is going to help you like start thinking of how you do your videos. Are you telling a story? Is this story connected to the one that you said last week? So you have to like start planning how your stories are going to like line up. So like, let's say, for example, you are doing a cooking series, and then let's say you are now shooting the video for this week, and then you say, last week I showed you guys how to like add okra into the fish. This week I'm going to, especially if you normally say things like that, that means that you have to do a lot of planning. You'll have to remember, what did I say last week? Why am I making links to that, what I discussed last week? And then next week you start making links to what you discussed this previous week. That is going to be a show. That has to be a show because if you have content that is similar and related, you need to transform that into a show. So That means you have to go and start planning your story arc. You have to get very consistent in terms of the artwork. You have seen how they require a very high quality image. You're not going to be putting like random pictures, and you want to avoid like AI generated images. And get very creative of your artwork, and make sure that the artwork speaks to what you are doing. If it is food, go and use your own food. You can just ask AI to enhance it for your purposes. You're going to start learning how to order your content. That's something it's a lot of work. It's not as easy as it looks. You have to think of the story arc. You have to think of the artwork that is going to match that show. And then you also have to think of how you're going to order those shows. Which one comes before which one? And that's why you're seeing the Sunday service is going to be very difficult for me to organize as a show, because I have to arrange them in order if I'm going to break them down in seasons. Because I can't go and say season 1 has 102 episodes. I have to break it down very nicely, either 3 years or something like that. If you have weak artwork, YouTube is not going to accept bad artwork. And you've seen the way it has refused. They say that image is too big, make it smaller. That image is too small, enhance it, because they want a high quality image. Shows are not magic for growth. It's also like it requires like a very strong underlying content. So you can't go and just, like I always say, garbage in, garbage out. Just because you made garbage in the previous years, show is not going to make your videos like start standing out. You want to be very selective. Pick some of your best quality videos for the show thing. Some of your best work, make it the shows, because they are going to be marketed in very different platforms. People's TV screens, people's like apps and things like that. So pick your best work, because if people do not like what they are seeing, if people are just seeing like a very blurry video there that does not make sense, they're not going to watch that rubbish. They're going to click out because they want an experience when they're watching your content. So it is not going to be magic for your growth. You still have to like do a lot of strong underlying content in terms of how the quality of your videos, the quality of your audio, that kind of stuff. The metadata that Kelo TV was talking about on Sunday, and so on and so forth. The other thing will be like the viewer behavior. Viewer behavior is going to affect how people watch your show. Chef Z Kitchen, for example. Chef Z Kitchen may go and create like shows out of her cooking videos. And then Goga here goes to Chef Z's channel. And then Goga clicks on Chef Z's show. And then Goga sees Chef Z's show. And then Goga just sees Okra in there. Maybe Okra is episode number 10. Then Goga starts watching the show from Okra. So viewer behavior is going to affect how people consume the shows, because not everybody is going to start at episode 1 the way you want them. Nope. Some people will want to start from episode 10. Some people will see episode 8 is looking very scandalous. What is this picture? Let me go and start on this. This one looks very scandalous. This one looks like the toilet scandal by Mrs. G. They may want to go and start that episode, show on an episode that is much later on. So they're not going to like follow like a particular order. It's just typical viewer behavior. And sometimes you can't blame people. Sometimes it's because of how YouTube is going to promote this show thing of yours. YouTube may go and start promoting PMC show. PMC is Proud Mixed Child, in case Auntie did not get it. Proud Mixed Child. So YouTube may go and start promoting PMC, and then maybe they go and pick episode number 6. Yet there's a whole season that I would want people to watch in case they're watching the PMC show. So YouTube goes and starts promoting episode number 6, maybe because it was popular or for its own reason. That is going to affect viewer behavior, because people will go and start watching episode number 6 before watching the other episodes. Yet you want them to watch that particular order. The 90-day yoga challenge I'm doing. If I go and make that 90-day yoga challenge a show, then somebody starts watching the show from day number 45. What if they get an injury because they've missed day number 1 all the way to day number 44? It's going to be problematic, because if they start on day number 45, which is going to start becoming more advanced, they may get injuries. So sometimes you have to be alive to those particular dynamics. so that your show is at least an ultimate viewer experience. Hey, Lindy Bodibe, welcome, Lindy. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Lindy, any progress? Any progress, Lindy? Any progress? Thanks so much, Cloud Diesel. I appreciate you stopping by. And please stay hydrated and stay chilled. I know the UK is very cold, but you want to avoid the sun. Protect your skin, Diesel. You have an appearance to make at the Sunday service. Diesel, you have an appearance to make at the Sunday service in the next like 1 or 2 months. So protect your skin. We need it. We need your skin intact. All right. The other thing about the show, and this may be my last. Recommendation about it, is that the show is still dependent on the algorithm. If the algorithm is not promoting the show, it's not going to be visible anywhere, and that may still like make your videos like be stuck. That's what I'm saying. It's not a magic bullet for like increasing your views. It's a path towards increasing your views, but it's not a magic bullet towards those views. And then the competition, of course, is going to be very high. Content creators are going to jump on the train. They are all going to create shows that is going to like make competition very high. Are Goga's viewers going to watch Goga's shows, or they're going to watch Rebounding with Cheryl's show, or they're going to watch Chef's Dead's show, or they're going to watch Fabulous Nuts show, or are they going to watch Lindy Bodibe's show? So that competition is going to be very stiff, and that's something that you have to be alive to. The other weakness with this show feature is the display. I don't like the current position of this feature. When you go to people's channels, it is not on the homepage. You still have to click on playlist for you to be able to find the show. I think one of the recommendations, and I know YouTube is listening to me, one of the recommendations I would make is like create a distinct tab for shows on people's homepage. Create a distinct tab for shows on people's homepage, so that when somebody comes and lands on Yoga with Goga's channel, they'll see something there written shows, and they'll be curious to click on it, and they'll be able to find it. And I can even tell you where the best place to go and put this thing, YouTube. YouTube, I know you're listening. YouTube, just go and come and put this thing here. Just come and put it here next to podcasts. Here. Just go and put it next to podcast somewhere here. You see where we normally have home, videos, shorts, live. Just come and put it next to podcasts here or after the live stream. It will work very well. Just say shows, and then people can click on shows, because even podcasts are like a show. Podcasts are just like a show with a different artwork. So they need to like just come and put it here like the way they did for podcasts. The same thing they did for podcast courses. Even courses is a playlist. Even courses like you can see the courses in the academy. It's a playlist. So they just need to go and make sure that show has a dedicated tab. And I'm going to like send them this recommendation after this live stream, so that I hope they'll be able to like make that tweak, because it is still a new feature. So that those people get the show feature later on will be able to at least benefit from something that has already been modified. So those are literally my thoughts when it comes to the show thing. My final verdict: should you embrace it? Yes, embrace it, because the YouTube is trying to like target that TV market. Most people nowadays watch their TVs, their YouTube on their television sets. So be the person who takes advantage of the TV crowd to get your channel like supported. I think eventually they'll still be able to fix, because viewers still need to come to your page and click on playlist. But I think eventually they'll be able to fix in such a way that viewers will be able to like find your shows very easily. Thank you for listening. That is the end of the conversation around shows. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for your attention. I welcome questions for the next few minutes before we set up the read. Ceramic Jane asked, is there any reason to keep the playlist? I don't want to manage two things. Once you create a show is a playlist. You can get rid of the earlier playlist. So I totally like, you have my support on this one. Once you've set up the playlist, just get rid of the earlier. Once you set up the show, get rid of the earlier playlist, so that at least it does not like it does not mix you up, because playlists also have their own weaknesses. Playlists become like invalid traffic magnets. So maybe, just maybe, once you like already, you're very sure that your show is looking very beautiful, the artwork is immaculate, you can get rid of it. You don't delete it. You can actually make it private. You can make the playlist private for the time being, and then let the show be the only playlist, because otherwise you end up having two playlists. Like you can see the Sunday service, I've made it unlisted because I'll end up having the Sunday service podcast. I'm having the Sunday service show. I'll be having the Sunday service courses. It's too much. It's too much. It's too busy. It's too busy. So just you can get rid of the playlist once you set up the show. The second question I was asked was by Chef Z. I don't see the podcast on my page. Is it because I'm using mobile phone? No, you can't see podcast because you've never created a podcast. I love this question. I love answering this question. You've never created a podcast in your life on YouTube. So you just need to go to your channel and then go and make some videos, a podcast. Then you will see the podcasting on your channel. I hope I've answered you. Yeah. So, Chef Z, the reason you're not seeing a podcast on your channel is nothing to do with your phone. It's because you've never made any videos, a podcast on your channel. Podcasts really work well, especially when you're doing interviews or you're doing like talking videos, meditation, and things like that. Maybe you are doing ASMR content and you're playing sounds. They work very well. Podcasts are very good because it's content that can be consumed without somebody watching the screen. Somebody can be listening to an interview, but you see somebody needs to see you cooking. So Chef Z, a podcast may not make sense for you because you are cooking live. Your videos show you cooking food. Somebody has to come and watch. If you choose to make your food podcast, well and good, but it's not the best use of your time. But the beauty with podcasts and the advantages with podcasts is that they are promoted on the YouTube Music app. So you're not just being promoted on YouTube, but YouTube also like runs it on the app. So try to be, maybe you can cherry pick what you think should be a podcast and what you think should be a show. Your food can be a show, but a podcast you can make a decision. So when you make a video, when you put some videos and you create a podcast, they become that's when you'll be able to see a podcast on your channel. You're most welcome. Yeah, so that's the difference. Okay, any other question? I think I've answered. JC, thanks so much for that question. That was a good question just to like frame us. Any other question, guys, before we start shutting this down? Right, thank you so much, everyone. When you land there, just type Gogarade 3 Purple Arts, Gogarade 3 Purple Arts. I will see you at the Sunday service with my co-host, Poetic Tears. I promise you're going to have an amazing show.